Dan saya kata kalau sekiranya tawaran ini masih lagi ada, saya boleh bantu ya untuk membenarkan Pulau Pinang mendapatkan tawaran derma, kan bahawa kerjasama sekiranya tahu saya kan kita buat plan dari ya dari contohnya ya bagus vaksin dikawal mana-mana boleh perkara yang itu pun 19 untuk bila sebagai pegawai pengesahan kalau ada sebut siasat 12 tawaran dan bahawa beliau 2 juta nyau. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera.
Recording in progress.
Terima kasih kepada para wartawan atas kehadiran secara maya kepada sidang media pada petang ini. Saya ada echo sikit, saya minta yang mana tidak bercakap tolong mute-kan ya. Ya, biasanya saya ada sidang media sekali seminggu dan soalan-soalan lain akan kita jawab melalui kenyataan media seperti mana yang saya telah buat semalam. Namun demikian saya merujuk kepada sidang media yang telah diadakan oleh Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang Yang Amat Berhormat Tuan Chan Kong Yau dan juga Yang Berhormat Lim Guan Eng berkenaan dengan tawaran 2 juta dos vaksin Sinovac kepada negeri Pulau Pinang dari sebuah syarikat swasta. Jadi saya rasa sidang media itu telah membangkitkan satu isu yang sangat-sangat serius. Tuduhan yang sangat-sangat serius terhadap kerajaan persekutuan dan terpaksa dijelaskan secara langsung dalam sidang media pada petang ini. Pertamanya saya ingin memaklumkan bahawa saya telah menerima sesalinan surat yang dimaksudkan oleh Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang, iaitu surat yang bertarikh 1 Februari yang ditulis oleh Mr. Yong Chi Kiong daripada Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, yang ditulis kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Chow Kon Yau, Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang, sumbangan pembelian vaksin COVID-19 untuk kerajaan negeri Pulau Pinang. Di sini disebut bahawa derma ini adalah dalam bentuk pembayaran kepada pihak Sinovac Biotech Limited untuk kos vaksin sebanyak 2 juta dos. Dan penulis surat ini telah mengenalkan diri sebagai rakyat Malaysia dan merupakan pengarah urusan untuk syarikat Qingtai Development Enterprise Limited yang berpangkalan di Hong Kong. Dan dalam surat ini disebut bahawa beliau akan bayar deposit $2 juta sekiranya Pulau Pinang setuju, dan beliau telah berhubung dengan pihak Sinovac Biotech Limited melalui pegawai jualan antarabangsa Miss Coco Chang, dan disebut bahawa semua transaksi bayaran akan saya buat di akaun HSBC persendirian saya di Hong Kong. Jadi sidang akhbar daripada Kon Yau dan Guan Eng semalam merujuk kepada tawaran tersebut. Tawaran ini telah dibuat pada 1 Februari 2021. Waktu itu Sinovac belum lagi diluluskan oleh NPRA. Ya, jadi Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia dalam surat yang bertarikh 12 Mac oleh Datuk KSU KKM Datuk Syafiq telah menjawab bahawa kita ada cukup vaksin bagi negeri Pulau Pinang di bawah program imunisasi COVID-19 kebangsaan. Namun demikian, saya telah mengambil keputusan untuk siasat tawaran ini. Sebab saya difahamkan dalam perbualan saya dengan Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang 2 hari lepas bahawa beliau akan cuba juga dapatkan sumbangan vaksin tersebut daripada Mr. Yong Chi Kong ini. Ya, ini adalah surat daripada Yong Chi Kong kepada Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang. Ya, sesalinan surat ini. Dan saya kata kalau sekiranya tawaran ini masih lagi ada, saya boleh bantu ya untuk membenarkan Pulau Pinang mendapatkan tawaran derma tersebut. Ya, kerajaan pusat melalui program imunisasi COVID-19 kebangsaan mengalu-alukan apa saja usaha daripada mana-mana pihak untuk mendapatkan vaksin, ya, terutamanya vaksin yang sudah pun diluluskan oleh NPRA. Jadi saya maklumkan kepada Chow Kan Yao dan juga kepada Lim Guan Eng bahawa kalau ada tawaran derma tersebut, saya akan bantu untuk Pulau Pinang dapatkan penghantaran tersebut. Namun demikian, selepas sidang akhbar semalam, saya rasa terpanggillah untuk siasat tawaran ini. Dan selepas dibuat pengesahan bersama dengan pihak Sinovac di China, saya nak umumkan bahawa tiada apa-apa bukti atau dokumen maupun permohonan telah diterima daripada mana-mana wakil syarikat tersebut berhubung dengan sumbangan yang dimaksudkan. Malah wanita yang dinamakan sebagai pegawai jualan antarabangsa, Miss Coco Chang, di dalam surat tersebut juga telah mengesahkan bahawa beliau tidak menguruskan urusan Sinovac Biotech Limited bagi pasaran Asia dan telah menafikan pernah dihubungi bagi tujuan sumbangan yang dimaksudkan. Saya telah melaksanakan satu company search kepada syarikat Singtai Development Enterprise Limited, ejaan dan juga susunan perkataan dia mengikut surat ini. Dan semalam kita dapati bahawa syarikat ini tidak wujud. Dan apabila sidang media itu diadakan, kaki tangan saya telah mengingatkan saya bahawa saya sendiri telah menerima surat daripada Yong Chi Kong yang sama pada 9 hari bulan Februari untuk menyumbang pembelian vaksin COVID-19 untuk kerajaan negeri Sabah. 2 juta dos juga. Dan kaki tangan saya telah memaklumkan bahawa bila kita telah terima surat ini pada 9 Februari, kaki tangan saya telah merujuk kepada pihak Sinovac dan pada waktu itu pun kita dapati bahawa tawaran ini adalah tawaran yang tidak betul. Senang kata, apa yang ditunjuk oleh Ketua Menteri Pulau Pinang semalam, kononnya ada sumbangan tawaran 2 juta dos, adalah satu perkara yang palsu. This is a scam, this is bogus. Ini adalah bogus. Ya, ini adalah tidak benar sama sekali. Kita cek dengan Sinovac, tiada apa-apa urusan. Kita cek dengan company records di Hong Kong, syarikat ini tidak wujud. Malah tidak ada sesiapa pun yang kenal Yong Chi Kong, lorong lot 22, lorong Kenawai 5, Taman Sinar Baru, Jalan Damai, Kota Kinabalu, Sabah. Jadi macam mana kerajaan negeri Pulau Pinang boleh menggunakan skam ini untuk menuduhkan kerajaan persekutuan telah menghalang derma 2 juta dos vaksin untuk Pulau Pinang. Ya, saya nak tegaskan sekali lagi bahawa sekiranya ada mana-mana pihak yang ingin membantu Malaysia, kerajaan negeri dengan menyumbangkan bekalan dos vaksin, saya mengalu-alukan. Tetapi ia mestilah mengikut saluran yang ditetapkan. Vaksin ini adalah satu barang yang dikawal. Ini bukan beli t-shirt di Shopee. Ini beli vaksin yang perlu kepada kelulusan NPRA, yang perlu kepada kelulusan regulatory untuk kita bawa masuk ke sini. Jadi bagi saya ingin tegaskan bahawa berdasarkan pemeriksaan kami dalam isu ini, tawaran sumbangan 2 juta dos vaksin kepada Pulau Pinang ini adalah tidak sahih. This is bogus. Dan saya telah maklumkan kepada Guan Eng dan Konyao dengan Chow Konyao pagi tadi, do not politicize the national immunization program with this rubbish. This is bogus. Yeah, but I'm willing to be proven wrong. Kalau sekiranya kerajaan Pulau Pinang dapat membuktikan bahawa derma ini daripada Yong Chi Kong adalah sahih, saya akan bagi kebenaran serta-merta untuk mereka bawa masuk vaksin tersebut. Ya, jadi saya tidak mahu mempolitikkan isu ini seperti mana yang telah dibuat oleh Guan Eng. Ya, sebab bagi saya bagi kerjasama yang terbuka dan terbaik kepada semua kerajaan negeri, termasuk kerajaan negeri Selangor, kerajaan negeri Pulau Pinang, kerajaan negeri Sembilan, kerajaan negeri Sarawak. Ya, dan saya telah mengambil sikap yang sangat terbuka untuk membantu mereka sekiranya mereka nak beli vaksin. Tapi seperti mana yang saya sebutkan semalam, tempahan kerajaan persekutuan mesti didahulukan. Ya, sebab itu kalau ada apa-apa tawaran daripada kerajaan negeri, contohnya Selangor dan sebagainya, saya sokong. Tetapi bagi mereka yang minat, mestilah tahu bahawa vaksin itu hanya akan sampai selepas bekalan vaksin untuk kerajaan persekutuan sampai di bawah program imunisasi COVID-19 kebangsaan yang percuma kepada rakyat, kepada penduduk dan kepada industri. Ya, dan saya yakin dan saya telah tegaskan bahawa kita ada cukup bekalan vaksin dan kita akan dapat selesaikan pelaksanaan program imunisasi COVID-19 kebangsaan pada akhir ataupun sebelum akhir tahun ini. Sekali lagi saya tegaskan bahawa apa yang dimaksudkan semalam oleh kerajaan negeri Pulau Pinang bahawa mereka telah menerima satu tawaran daripada syarikat tersebut setelah kita buat siasatan tentang perkara ini adalah tidak benar. This is bogus. Ya. Jadi saya buka kepada soalan-soalan daripada pihak media. Ya, Haris, saudara Haris.
Assalamualaikum YB, Haris dari Malaysia sini. Okey, apa ni mengenai tawaran ni yang dikata berarti bogus ni, ada mungkin pihak YB mungkin tahu apa tujuan sebenarnya dan adakah akan lodge any report with authorities to kesan yang buat tawaran ni dan adakah akan cuba kesan yang Yong ni. Terima kasih.
Ya, saya akan minta CITF buat laporan polis sebab kita nak tahu identiti dia ni. Ya, dia telah mengelirukan Chow Konyao. But I wish that CM Pulau Pinang and Guan Eng had done their own due diligence lah. Daripada terima surat ni, surat ini menjadi basis kepada isu yang meletup semalam yang menuduhkan kerajaan persekutuan, saya, ya, blocking the supply of vaccines to Penang through this donation. And that was a very serious allegation, which I completely deny. And I will categorically say again today that this donation or offer is bogus. Look at the letter. There's not even any letterhead. Letterhead pun tak ada. Surat yang sama yang dihantar kepada saya tak tahu tujuan dia apa. Ya, saya tak tahu sebab saya tak kenal Yong Chi Kong ni. Dia hantar surat kepada saya pun saya tak kenal dia ni siapa. Ramai pihak yang claim they have access to vaccine. Macam saya sebutkan semalam dalam sidang dalam kenyataan media saya. Ada satu yayasan SECA yang kata dia pun ada 200,000 nak bagi kepada kerajaan pusat. Saya tanya daripada mana? Sinovac. Saya cek dengan Sinovac. Saya cek dengan Pharma Niaga. Tak ada apa-apa urusan langsung. Dia kena ingat vaksin ni adalah barang kawalan dan dia bukan mudah untuk beli dan diimport masuk ke Malaysia. Jadi dia mesti ada dokumen yang boleh mengesahkan bahawa ada tempahan dibuat, ada pembelian telah pun dibuat. Tapi dalam kes Yong Chi Kong ni dan juga dalam kes Yayasan Seka, langsung tidak ada. Dan inilah yang dimaksudkan oleh Ketua Pembangkang Anwar Ibrahim. Dia kata kerajaan pusat blok kononnya menghalang Yayasan Persendirian dan juga kerajaan negeri menerima sumbangan derma dan sebagainya. Ya, saya yang bertanggungjawab kepada perolehan vaksin untuk Malaysia, saya tahu bekalannya datang daripada mana. Jadi bila buat tawaran sebegini, saya boleh cek dengan syarikat yang berkenaan sama ada ini sahih ke tidak. Jadi saya harap itu dapat menjawab soalan daripada saudara Haris daripada Malaysia Kini. Saya buka kepada Code Blue.
Hi YB, I just have a couple of questions. The first question is, so Sarawak has announced that they procured 1 million Sinovac vaccine doses. So do you know whether they had imported the finished product from China? And my second question is, notwithstanding the Penang scam, but can state governments import finished Sinovac vaccines from China and use it in their own state rollouts? Because they don't actually need your or the federal government's permission to do so. And I don't believe Sinovac has a problem with supply from China. The Control of Drugs and Cosmetics Regulations of 1984 states that any company that wants to import registered pharmaceutical products needs an import license that's issued by the Drug Control Authority. And for the longest time, a lot of tender agents for pharmaceutical products in general in Malaysia do not have backgrounds in healthcare. So essentially, can anyone import the finished Sinovac vaccine doses from China and distribute it here? That's it, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Sulin. I just want to clarify something on the finished product from China. So in our negotiations with Pharmaniaga, I've been very clear that Malaysia's federal government's order needs to be fulfilled first in its entirety, 12 million doses, whether it's finished product or whether it's fill finish from Pharmaniaga. Now, the reason why this finished product issue has now come up is because previously there was no availability of finished products. So now I've told Pharmaniaga that I would like the entire order of 12 million doses for the Malaysian government, for the National Immunization Program, to be delivered and fulfilled first, regardless whether it is fill finish or finished product. And as a result of that, any further orders from the states for the finished product from the Sinovac factory in Beijing will be after the federal government's order is fulfilled in its entirety. I've communicated this with Datuk Douglas Ungah Bas, the Deputy Chief Minister of Sarawak, and I've informed him that there is no need for Sarawak to purchase any extra vaccines, any Sinovac vaccine, any Sinovac finished vaccine, because I will deliver for Sarawak as I will deliver for all the other states as soon as we get our vaccine supplies from Sinovac, from Pfizer, as well as from AstraZeneca. I've given the assurance to the Deputy Chief Minister of Sarawak, and he is happy with the assurance that I've given him.
Okay, just to add to that, because the Selangor Health Exco, Dr. Siti Maria, she just told a press conference earlier that Selangor has booked 2.5 million doses of an approved COVID vaccine. She refused to say which one, but I presume that it's Sinovac. And she said that the state's vaccination rollout will start in June. So can Selangor go ahead? I mean, they don't need your permission again to go ahead with their state rollout, but
Selangor, of course, as I said, all states can start their own rollouts. It's the availability of vaccines. And I can tell you categorically that if Selangor is referring to Sinovac vaccines, then the national program is prioritized. And I don't know when Selangor will receive the vaccines that they claim they have bought. Yeah, Zakia.
Good afternoon, IB. The question is, you see, now we are seeing a lot of this, what you call scams from Yayasan Sekar, from this, what you call latest company, which you said didn't even exist. I'm sure in the future also we will see more of these scams. So what is the government going to do to make sure that the people are not, brought into this politicking for vaccines and not vaccines, because the people's sentiments are really high, and we want to make sure that these things don't get, don't repeat itself. What will be your next step?
Yeah, thank you, Zakia. That's why it's very important for the public to only register through the approved national immunization program. Yeah, that is currently the only program that has procured vaccines that are recognized by the NPRA. Any other program for now, I don't know where the vaccines are coming from. I don't know where the vaccines or when the vaccines will arrive, or how much you will have to pay, what kind of deposit you will have to put down. But as far as the federal government is concerned, the National Immunization Program is the only vaccination program for COVID-19 right now. It is free of charge, and it's being implemented in PPVs across the country, including at selected GPs, clinics, which have already been selected through Protect Health under the National Immunization Program. But we will continue to come out and refute from time to time. And it's most unfortunate that I have to do this, because I thought I had a good relationship with Chow Kon Yao and Lim Guan Eng, who has come to see me on several occasions to discuss the immunization program, only for them to politicize, make irresponsible accusations that was based on a scam. Next, Straits Times Singapore.
Hi, Ravi.
Hello.
Yeah, circling back to what you just said earlier, so the Selangor issue particularly, I think, so in the website, the Selangor Selangka website, we have noticed that the vaccines that the state government claims to be procuring, they are actually, it's not free. It's not going to be given out for free. They are asking employers to register, and they will need to make a deposit or a booking fee and all of that. So don't you see how this, would this complicate the national program? Because we are giving out vaccines for free at the federal level, and the state government's program seems to be charging people for the vaccines at the same time, or at least charging companies for the vaccines. That's one. And secondly, like now we've seen with Sarawak, we've seen with Penang, and we've seen with Selangor, the talk about buying vaccines on their own and all of this. What do you think is fueling the states sort of like, is it a sense of impatience that the vaccines are not coming fast enough, or is it the people's apprehension that the vaccine program is not going fast enough, that the state governments are making these moves to sort of saying that they want to get vaccines on their own? Thank you.
Well, I think understandably, the public are desperate to be vaccinated, because we are in this third wave of infections right now. And we are trying to rush out the vaccination program as quickly as possible. And as I've promised the public, the immunization program picks up in June, with more supplies coming in from Sinovac, from Pfizer, as well as from AstraZeneca. So I think it is understandable that people want to be vaccinated as quickly as possible. And it's also understandable that states are proactive in trying to come up with their own programs. But I've just messaged the Menteri Besar of Selangor also, and I've asked him, please don't confuse the public. Because as far as the supplies are concerned, priority is given to the national program. So while I cannot stop people from registering for the Selangor vaccination program, for paying a deposit or down payment, the only assurance I can give the public, as well as industry and employers, is that we will get to you probably quicker then the program will. But if you still want to pay money and get it later, that's your decision. I don't want to be seen to be blocking Selangor's efforts. We have to support each other. But I have to be upfront in saying that as far as supplies are concerned, the federal government supplies will be prioritized.
Really, just want to confirm. So you're saying that Sarawak has cancelled its own order because you said the Deputy Chief Minister is satisfied with your explanation that federal government will distribute vaccine, right?
Sorry?
You said that the Sarawak Deputy Chief Minister was satisfied with your explanation.
You'll have to ask Sarawak that question, whether or not they still want to pursue the sale, the purchase of the vaccines. I can only tell you that I've had a conversation with the Deputy Chief Minister, and that he's satisfied with my assurance for Sarawak. Yeah, Sinchu Daily.
Hi, YBKJ. If the state government is allowed to purchase their own vaccine, so who will be taking the responsible to vaccinate the vaccine? Is it only the KKM is allowed to vaccinate the vaccine?
No, private providers can give the vaccination.
Thank you.
YB?
Yep.
Mahani Bertarian, bagaimana macam Persatuan Perubatan Malaysia MMA yang mendesak pihak berkuasa peranti MDA KKM untuk menjalankan audit untuk RTK antigen, sebab sekarang dia kata 17
RTK antigen dan MDA kena tanya pada Menteri Kesihatan.
Okey, baik.
Hi YB, can I just ask a follow-up question? So if you're saying now that Pharma Niaga is, you're ordering Pharma Niaga to fill the federal government's orders of 12 million doses, whether by importing the finished product from Beijing or filling and finishing it themselves, but if it's quicker for them to import the finished product from Beijing, then doesn't the whole Pharma Niaga thing fail the goal of this technology transfer or value add for local companies? Because as far as I understand it, Pharma Niaga was meant to make profit from the sale of 2 million doses for the private sector initially when they announced it back in February. But now you're saying that they are just supposed to get in the vaccine doses regardless of whether it's imported or fill and finish. Is that?
Yeah, at the moment, the priority is for the National Immunization Program. I have no doubt that some of that order will be fulfilled via the fill finish. So the fill finish investment will still be worthwhile for Pharma Niaga to do. I don't think they will be importing the remainder of the 12 million doses orders as finished products from Beijing. Even Beijing doesn't have that amount for Malaysia right now. So we are in talks with Pharma Niaga how to divide the order between the fill finish line here in Puchong and also the finished products from Beijing. We are that's an ongoing discussion with Pharma Niaga right now.
All right, thanks.
Ada lagi?
Maybe so far only three. We have Pfizer, Sinovac, and AstraZeneca. Any news about other vaccines that might be approved soon?
At the moment, there are other vaccines that have that are other companies that have submitted to NPRA for NPRA approval. So some of these vaccines, if they are later approved by the NPRA and there's private sector purchase, then they can go ahead with that. Yeah.
YB7 from TV3, YB.
Yes.
YB, just want to clarify, YB, the company's name was shown by the Penang CM in the press conference yesterday. Was seems like a bit different from the name you mentioned just now.
But this is the letter that was written to Chow Konyao.
Yes, is it Zintai Development, YB?
Yeah, Sintai Development.
Okay, YB. My second question is, have you conveyed this?
No, come back to your first question. What is your point?
Oh, we just want to clarify about the company's name, actually.
Am I correct?
Yes, yes. Zintai
So
Development.
I'm not correct. Why do you say it's different? Why do you want to
No,
confuse
no,
me?
it seems like I just want to clarify.
No. Is that clear now?
Yes, I think so. And my second question is, have you conveyed this to the Penang CM and what was his feedback to you?
Let's see. We also want to get to the bottom. If it is bogus, we will accept it. As being our position, we are in full support of the National Immunization Program. We did not blame you.
All right, thank you. Understand.
Sorry, just one question. YB, what's the progress with NPRA's approval for the Russian vaccine? And you mentioned a few companies are submitting applications for approval. Does that include Moderna?
I think there's a local party that is interested in registering Moderna, and we will leave that to the private market because Moderna is a very expensive vaccine. On Sputnik, it's still back and forth. I think NPRA is still not entirely satisfied with the data points that have been provided by Duo Pharma, which is the local product registration holder.
All right, thanks.
Is there anybody else?
Soalan lain sikit boleh maybe pasal Pfizer.
Yeah.
Okay, this regarding your announcement that the latest guideline for pregnant and nursing mothers. Because
yeah, I'm not going to take that question now because we'll have an advisory on pregnant mothers in tomorrow or Friday. There will be a clear advisory that will come up tomorrow or Friday. I don't want to come up with any statement that will confuse anymore. Okay. There will be a clear advisory from CITF on pregnant mothers and those who are breastfeeding by tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anything else?
YB.
Yep.
YB, would you like to respond to Tan Najib's statement? He said Malaysia will be 6.1 years.
Bila dia dapat Tan Sri?
Hello, YB?
Bila dia dapat Tan Sri?
Tan Sri Najib.
Datuk Sri. Oh, you said Tan Sri. Terkejut bila dia dapat Tan Sri. Okay. Yeah, I mean, can you hear me, Sinchu? Can you hear me? Can the rest of you hear me? Boleh, okay, I'm going to answer anyway. So Najib keeps on saying that with the rate that you're doing, it's going to take 6 years. Of course, if you take the rate that we're doing now, that's how long it will take. But as I've said again and again, as I've said again and again and again, the rate that we vaccinate people will increase. It increases in June, it increases in July, it increases in August. And with the rate that we are projecting, I am confident that we can finish by this year. Of course, if Najib takes the figure of the vaccination rate today, yes, it's going to take a long time. But as I've said again and again, which he conveniently ignores, is that we will increase the vaccination rate from month to month. That's what he continues to ignore. Tapi tak apalah, malu apa kan. Okay, next.
Hello, YB.
So by the way, you know, we've been vaccinating at 30, 40,000 a day. Yesterday we hit 76,000. So it's going up. It is going up. Next.
Hello, YB. Can you hear me? It's Nina from Bernama.
I was just wondering if you have, I was just wondering if you have an update on the meeting with the Old Folks Homes Association, or if you plan to have a press conference on that later on.
I had a very cordial, productive, and friendly meeting with the Association of Elderly Care Home Providers yesterday, including Mr. Fong Muntoh, who had a very colorful video that circulated and was viral. I gave the assurance to the operators of the elderly care homes that we have never, ever neglected them. KKM has not neglected them. The CITF has not neglected them. And in fact, we have already started the immunization of elderly care home residents in several states already for the last couple of weeks. So I think, again, I'm not blaming anyone for being very robust and aggressive in their comments. This is about saving people's lives, and I completely understand. I'm open to any criticism. It's not an issue, but we were able to give them the assurance that we will continue to visit the elderly care homes and provide vaccinations for not just the elderly care home residents, but also people who work there to keep them safe. So I think it was a very positive meeting, and it ended on a very very positive note. Ada lagi?
YB?
Yep.
Could the media have a copy of that letter that you showed us, so that when we are writing, we get our facts correct?
Which one?
The copy that you showed us on the screen just now, the name and the one that they sent to you.
Sure.
Thank you.
I'll pass it through Bobby. You guys know Bobby, right? Okay. I think before I end, I just want to say that, look, I completely understand everyone wants to play their part, and I'm not at all, I'm not at all concerned that there is this tremendous desire to be vaccinated as quickly as possible. I completely understand that, and that's what we want to try to do. But again, I would like to urge, janganlah mempolitikkan isu vaksinasi ini. That was clearly what happened yesterday at the press conference between Chow Kan Yeow and also Lim Guan Eng. And had it been something that was genuine, I would be the first to apologize, and I would be the first to expedite for them to be able to receive these vaccines as donations as quickly as possible. But when it's proven that it is bogus, that's a scam, and that we were bashed for 24 hours because of this fraudulent claim, I feel extremely disappointed. And I feel extremely disappointed with the Chief Minister of Penang, as well as Guan Eng, who was a former finance minister. They should really know better than to fall for this scam. Thank you, everyone. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Amy.
Recording stopped.